Here is Lawrence Jones to the point that Governor Stitt just made, because he referenced that 47-minute video. I've seen that video at the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. He talked about the Nova Music Festival. I've been at the Nova Music Festival. As you know, we took you there a number of weeks ago when we traveled to Israel as part of our partnership with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. I saw that big, expansive area where all those hundreds and hundreds of happy kids were attending a concert. And Hamas swooped in and slaughtered so many of them, hundreds and hundreds of these kids. The just starting out in life, these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids having the time of their life at that Nova Music Festival. And Hamas slaughtered many of them. So Lawrence Jones was on the campus of Columbia University yesterday, and he managed to snag an interview with one of the pro-Palestinian protesters. Here's how that went.
How do you feel about them taking over the building right now?
I think that their cause is a just cause, and I hope that the administration really hears their demands. I think they're just demands.
Do you feel like it was right to hold 3 of the janitor workers hostage within inside of the building?
I think that's a really false narrative.
That's what the janitors are saying, that they weren't allowed to leave.
I think that that's a really false narrative.
Even if the janitors are saying that, you're saying that that's not true.
I think that it's a really false narrative that the students took anyone hostage.
How do you feel about some of the Jewish students saying that they don't feel safe here on campus?
I think that this is also a really false narrative that's being promoted.
Do you think October 7th and the attack that happened is a false narrative? Do you believe that some of the women were raped?
Colleague just came back.
So this is what happened.
Can you get out of my face, please?
So this is what you see at these protests. Once you get into the nitty-gritty of what happened on October the 7th, the rape of women, what's happening there, they deny what happened. As you know, that is actually factual now, that the janitorial workers were blocked inside of the building. And anytime you bring that up, the Jewish cause, the Jewish people, the kids that feel unsafe on campus, they deny the reality of it, guys.
I mean, great work by Lawrence Jones. And that's what did you see, if you're watching on Salem News Channel, she turns on her heels and walks away as soon as he mentioned the words October 7th. That's when she left. And she's wearing her keffiyeh around her shoulders. She looks about as Muslim as I do, but she's got a keffiyeh on. And maybe she is Muslim. I don't know. I don't care. I know she ought to be kicked off of campus for her anti-Jewish bigotry. And they are terrified of these people. I don't like violence. I don't like seeing anybody hurting. But let's face it. Do you enjoy seeing some of them pepper sprayed? Here was a scene from CNN. I think it's cut 10, where a CNN reporter is in the middle of just absolute chaos. It's one of those crazy, chaotic scenes where all hell is breaking loose, and the reporter's in the middle of it as students are getting pepper sprayed. And the best part is when they're screaming, "Oh, medic, medic, I have some pepper spray in my eye. I have some pepper spray. Oh, it hurts. It burns." You know, they remind me of the little girl in The Exorcist. Remember the little girl in The Exorcist, Linda Blair, who played the character Regan McNeil? Movie scared the heck out of me. Terrified me. I mean, I grew up a Catholic, and I knew all about the devil and exorcisms and good versus evil. And when that little girl was possessed by the devil and she got holy water sprinkled on her, she would growl, "Oh, it burns! It burns! The holy water burns!" That's what these people are like. They're demons. They're demons. Now, I completely understand and would admit that pepper spray is a legitimate tactic to disperse unlawful protesters. We do it all the time. Nobody's going to die from pepper spray, but it hurts. It hurts. And I have to, I'm not proud of this, but I have to admit the shrieks and the cries of medic, medic, make me a little happy.
Well, now we're kind of at a standoff where the crowd that you see behind me is basically just confronting a number of officers, and now they're shooting pepper spray into the crowd. Sit tight here a second, Joe. They're trying to get people to disperse, and that just happened. Those officers firing pepper spray, it appears, or some sort of spray at the protesters that are gathered here. Just moments ago, Aaron, in this area, there had been a bus that was taking some of the people who had been arrested earlier. And this is one of the protesters that is, I guess, hit by the pepper spray. They're calling for medics. So trying to keep an eye, excuse me, Aaron, we're trying to keep an eye on exactly what's going on behind me. But this was an area where the bus that was taking away several of the protesters was many of these protesters were blocking these people, or trying to block, the bus from leaving the area. But we saw more than a dozen protesters that were arrested and taken away in that bus. We were told that they're probably being taken downtown to be processed. And we have also seen this group of protesters also essentially trying to push law enforcement off of campus. Chants of get off of our campus have been extensive for some time.
Now, it hurts my heart to say this because my heart does break for Jewish people who are going through this Democrat-led anti-Semitism. And these fascists, these anarchist, Marxist punks who are taking over college campuses with their acts of violence and their hate speech. You know, the left is all about hate speech. Unless it's directed toward the Jews, then they're okay with it. Then they're completely fine with hate speech. So while my heart hurts to see this, I hope it keeps happening. Keep doing it now through November, because these dummies won't recognize they're going to get Trump elected. There is a distinction between the Democrats and the Republicans on this issue. You're not seeing Republicans rioting on campuses and breaking windows and holding janitors hostage and everything else. You're not seeing Republicans scream, kill the Jews. You're not hearing Republicans chant from the river to the sea, we want Israel eradicated and all the people in it. This is coming from Democrats. Normal people get it. They can't defend this position. They cannot excuse or try to pretend to forgive October 7th and what Hamas did. Normal people are watching this on the sidelines. People in the middle, independents, maybe people who lean left a little bit. And they're saying, nope, I can't vote for this. I can't vote for another Democrat. The Republicans are the only answer. Republicans have exposed these fascists and Marxists and anarchists and communists for exactly what they are and who they are. And again, considering the timing of this election year, I couldn't be happier.